seems like it's working. All right. Okay, ducks, you gotta get outside. I'm doing a barn cleaning stream. Anybody that wants to join in and watch well, I'm not going to be stressed because this is the only part of my job that isn't stressful on the duck adventure. Okay, ducks, everybody's got to go outside. I'm cleaning the barn. Come on, move. You can come right back in. I'll get you fixed up here real good. All right. Okay. Do we have people here? Do we have people? Oh, yes, we do. We got people showing up. That's good. I didn't want to be all alone here. I'm doing the most temporary. It's like, oh man. I spent 7 weeks, getting everything set up and all that work I did. And I'm running, seriously, the most temporary setup right now you can imagine. It's truly a hack job, what I'm pulling off right now. Just a massive hack job. But I got 3 streams going, so that's amazing considering yesterday, I lost everything. But after I finish cleaning the barn, I got to get my spotting scope out, and I've got to get the tripod, and I got to take a look at the side of the unit, because last night I spent too much time staring at the wrong side. I didn't know which side it was on, and I thought for sure it was the other side. I was wrong. I found out today exactly what side it's on. So I'm going to get my spotting scope, and I'm going to see if there's any LED lights. And if there's any LED lights, then I'm going to take my laptop off my desktop, and I'm going to go into the living room and plug the network cable directly into it and see if I can ping it to see if it reset. But I had a conversation with the company today, the tech support. I was shocked that he was telling me lies, because the unit came with a 10 gauge heavy duty green grounding cable, and it clearly showed that you were supposed to put the grounding cable on the power injector because it had a little screw, the whole thing, to mount it. There was nothing on the actual unit because the grounding is supposed to go through the cable, the Ethernet cable, to the power injector. It clearly showed it in the manual, like it showed it clear as a bell. And the unit on the roof itself, the actual basic of the unit itself, is a really heavy duty, and it's absolutely, totally weather sealed. Like there's not a reset hole, there's nothing. It's like, it's so waterproofed, it's amazing. So then he tries to tell me, this tech guy, who's supposed to know his stuff, that he says, oh, there's a grounding screw on the actual unit. And I'm like, no, there isn't. Because that's what I found shocking. I know a lot of you have mentioned that there's no, that grounding the unit up on the roof. Because, you stick something on your roof that high up, it's going to get track lightning. even though the house is higher than the barn. Even higher, the house is even higher than the mast on the barn. In theory, actually in theory, my garage is even higher than all my buildings here. So if anything, yesterday, I should have had, the garage is what should have got hit. But then again, it could be the garage got hit and it traveled, because like I said, it was the power line lit up blue in the sky. Like it was like it lit up right from the garage right to the barn. It was blue. It was lit up. So it could have very well, you know, it did hit the garage and traveled, you know, downstream to the barn. Because I know for a fact that the mast on top of the barn is not higher than the house or the garage. But anyway, the guy swore that there was this grounding screw on the actual unit. Because that was the first thing I looked at when I got the unit. Because I'm well aware of grounding. And actually, to let you know how crazy I am about grounding, is every building on my property, even the garden shed, the metal shed next door where the ducks are, I have it grounded with a 12-foot grounding rod pounded underneath it. Because I've got grounding, even though the barn, I got two 12-foot rods for the barn, one 12-foot rod in the metal shed. I've got a grounding plate plus a grounding rod in the garage. Plus, when I had my house redone, when I redid it 20 years ago, I put in two brand new grounding rods to the panel. I'm so grounded here, it's crazy. Considering that normally they say, oh, you only need one grounding rod for your system, and it'll just travel through it all. Anyways, I'm grounded, big time here. But this techie guy, I was quite shocked. I lost a lot of respect for the tech when he told me that. I was like, okay, so you really don't know what you're talking about. He doesn't know his product as good as he should. Nathan didn't put enough straw down yesterday. A little too much duck poop hit the plastic. It's not scraping up as smooth as it should. I'm glad he showed up yesterday. Oh. The stress level would have been through the roof if he wouldn't have showed up to give me a hand here. So we're temporary streaming. The garbage can stream is on about a 40-foot cable, and we're basically limited to this side. I gotta get this happening outside. Oh, sorry guys, whoever's watching that, I just hit the main stream. But it's like the holiday coming up. We're going to be doing like this temporary streaming thing, because absolutely nobody's got one, and they all got to come from the States, and there's absolutely no way, even if it was shipped today, that I'd get it by Friday. So I'm going to screw with it today, one last screw with it, and see if I can get into it. And I hope I can, I really do. I'm hoping it was like the router, and that it just needs a reset. But the fact that there's no Wi-Fi, like I'm not picking up any Wi-Fi signal in the yard. That tells me that I'm thinking it's dead, because it's as soon as the power goes to it through the injector, it should be transmitting. So I gotta go get the hook ladders, take it down, and which I gotta unload my truck. I gotta empty the truck out so I can go get the hook ladders. So I can go on the roof, take it down, and I gotta send it back to the States. For warranty. And it's gonna be like 3 weeks before that even comes back, but I can't wait 3 weeks. You know, because that means I'm limited to like no streaming, no show, no Ducks live, and pretty soon, you know, we're gonna have the swamp cut. It's gonna happen. Well, Nathan's cutting today, and I'm gonna be cutting tomorrow, and maybe even we'll have a YouTube fan from Ottawa up here tomorrow, and we'll make a serious dent in it. 3 people. That means the ducks can get out, and the ducks are out. We gotta you know, set some cameras up. Yeah, did what again? You hated it? Oh, they ate it. That looks like an awful lot that time, though. Is that 2 arm lengths? Okay, yeah. We know 3's too many. Got a bit of a learning curve on a weed whacker, too. It's not like the old one. New and improved, if you know what I mean. The old one worked just fine, but I guess some engineer decided they needed to make it new and improved, and it's a real trick to work with to wind it. It doesn't wind up simple. Anyways, Nathan's struggling with it. I can't believe the dealer put it together wrong. Like, I had to take it all apart and put it back together right. And they put the handle on it wrong. That's another thing too, because we couldn't figure out why the handle felt so strange on it. Whoever put it together at the dealership obviously doesn't use them. That's the only thing that makes any sense. Oh, ducks. So we got a little bit of a rush building up at the gate there. So, get the truck empty, go get the ladders, and take the unit off the roof because I don't have any luck today. What are the chances, you know, getting struck with lightning twice? I'm positive it was the second strike that took us down. But we're back up sort of here, guys. So we're semi-live. We just can't roam the property like I would like right now. But I will address this. I'll figure out some way. All else fails, we'll just put a little bit of a heat on the Visa card and order it. I'm not going to let this stop me. After this much work. And we got the ducks here. And we got like how many? We got months ahead of us. Months. Well, I'm cleaning it just in time too. The flies are just showing up. They're just starting in here. I was going to leave this and go work on the network, but after I got it running, I'm temporarily, like what I've got hitched up right now, I thought, let's do a little love for the ducks. I washed the pen out this morning while everything was nice and soft. We really need to get them out and about though. Seems like an awful lot of duck poop in this batch of straw though. But I did lock them up earlier last night because I had to go to Ottawa. Oh, I was so hoping that part I bought was going to solve the problem last night. It was like, oh. And it didn't. Oh yeah, there's a lot more poop in this. The wheelbarrow is actually heavy. Poor Nathan, we were trying to get his live stream working on his phone because, like I told you guys, we're doing a channel for Nathan, and he's gonna do behind the scenes duck adventure stuff. So you can watch me do things that normally I wouldn't show you because I'm trying to focus to get something done. So he's gonna do this behind the scenes. So we were like with his phone. And I showed him how to edit this morning because I edited the food bank video this morning. And so I showed him how to do that. And then, well, he watched me do an edit. So we're trying to get his phone. It wouldn't work. And then it turned out he hadn't updated the operating system on his phone. So the app wouldn't let him stream. So we're going to get him set up. And then we'll do a big announcement. And you can watch behind the scenes footage on his channel. I can't believe this. Nathan really didn't put enough straw in here yesterday. I can almost get the whole thing in one load. That's why it was so hard to scrape today. Last night when I was struggling, oh man, I was not having a good night. And then I thought, oh, I'm gonna have, I thought I'd try to relax and have a beer, at the end of the night there, 12:15, and I couldn't even do that. I just drank a big glass of water and went to bed, depressed. Put it this way. Doug never even got a shower last night. He was in the house with dry duck poop on him. That's how screwed up I was last night. The dog didn't even get a cleaning. Actually, he went on a road trip with me to Ottawa, and he was covered in duck poop in the back of the car. That's a serious load. Speaking of Doug, the municipal worker, he's in the back sleeping in the straw. I got the garage closed. Poor Nathan keeps going in and out of the garage. I got the door closed because Doug keeps going up there to have a nap on the cool cement floor. Oh, speaking of the devil, there he is. You're the biggest slacker, dog. But you know what? I think the reason he slacks during the day is because the predators hardly ever show up during the day. Because at the end of the day, Doug gets all wound up, and I think he's just saving his energy. He's working smart, I guess you could call it, eh? Getting ready for the supper time rush on the predators. So I think the little gosling can come down. She's now standing pretty straight up. I was up there and she's chirping away. I'll check her a little later because this morning she was a little bit wobbly. She kept wanting to sit backwards. Last night, that little fox though, I walked out here out the door, I came around the corner of the barn, I was standing right there and the ducks all came towards me and I looked up and there was the fox. Right in the yard between the house and the pen. Like actually between the clothesline stand and the pen, that's where it was. If I would have had the shotgun, I could have chased it because it ran towards the bush. I had lots of time to get a shot off. It would have been a run and gun situation. So then I grabbed the shotgun because the only shotgun I had in the house with the infrared light on it was my short one, the little 18.5-inch barrel with 3-inch buckshot. Coyote loads actually, to be exact. And because I have it set up for shooting out the window at night into the yard. So you don't really need a long barrel. Which last night was useless because if I would have saw him, I know I would have saw him and he would have been too far away. But I would have put the shot anyways. It was like, I gotta get rid of this guy. Either that or we gotta make it really hard for him to come here. And Doug put the chase on him a couple times, he'll be gone. But right now, there's so much cover, Doug's not getting any chasing happening. Doug smells them, because I know he does. I've watched Doug's nose go up and his fur go up, and he knows, but he can't find it. Because there's just too many places to hide. Sounds like we got some duck playing out there in the pool. Oh, oh. But we're getting her cut. She's going to happen. They're getting out soon. Real soon. Alright, the horse are off. But I think I got to replace the router here. I noticed it wasn't that stable. I had some issues for some. Maybe it'll go away. I don't know. But it seems that I can't. It isn't connecting as fast on the Wi-Fi. I don't know. We'll see what's happening here. I was a little bit frustrated earlier today because it kept saying no internet connection, and then it was giving me secure problems. But she got hit with some kind of charge because the switch in the house that this router is plugged into, the port that that this router was plugged into, the actual dedicated port that it is, actually got fried and doesn't work on the switch. That's why I was struggling last night. Because I'd go into the house and I'd plug into the switch into another port, get it all configured, and then it would work, and I'd be sitting there in the back room with the iPad, you know, the phone, and I'm like, okay, yep, she works. I got internet, Barnes, everything was working. So then I'd come down here and plug it in, but the problem was I was in the next port over on the switch. That one's the one that got fried with the lightning. Which really, think of it, I don't know how that happens. Usually those switches get hit, you know, the whole switch goes, not just one single port. And I have everything here, guys. Absolutely everything. If it isn't on a surge protector, and I only buy the good surge protectors, or, you know, it's on a battery pack, so that it can run after the power goes out. That's why yesterday when the power went out, I was still streaming until we got hit. Because my phone is voice over internet. So I have battery packs on my internet service so that my phone doesn't go down. So I'm going to I lost my train of thought there. I'm going to get this set, the feeders done. I'm going to end this stream, and I'm going to move the camera down there, and I'm going to set up a barn stream for the feeder. Is the plan of action. We'll try to keep the show going as much as possible within the limits of our present technology, which is limited right now. know, I feel so good that this is done. The pen's cleaned, where the ducks sleep underneath the lean-to's clean. It's all been washed. The barn's clean. That is one of the most rewarding things about this, is keeping the ducks comfortable. All right, a little bit of snot in my nose here. I have to go get some more feed out of the back of the truck. At the rate I'm going, the truck's going to be empty. Just taking feed out. It doesn't take long, 7 bags a day. That's what we're up to now, 7 bags. I got a hunch at the end of 30 days, the 30-day mark, it's going to be a 10-bag day. Alright, let me get this iPad happening. Bear with me, folks. Alright. We got, oh, sorry. That fish eye when your hand goes on it. Oof, it looks scary. Alright. Why are there city slickers? Well, yeah, you can with a farm. It's, I do it anywhere. That's why I like living in the bush. Toilets are for city people. Two at the front, please further back, I don't know. I mean, you guys are always having a conversation that I'm not aware of here. What address is my farm? What, you want to come and visit? It's $3,000. Inga, it's all temporary. Don't get too excited, trust me. It's really temporary. I've got like a band-aid. I'm holding the show together right now with a band-aid. That's what I'm doing. What do you have $3,000 to come here for a late afternoon? We're a band-aid operation right now, trust me. But I'm up, I'm back. We're doing her. So I'm going to what I'm going to do. You guys are renaming the gosling here. A router? No, I want $3,000. Oh, that's what it costs to come here for one day. That's the deal. I think that's a good enough deterrent to keep everybody away. Because honestly, it really screws me up. Like even Nathan, like he's helping me right now, guys, and you know he's here really helping me. It's still screwing me up. It sound better now? I'll turn the camera. The thing on. You're gonna get a bit of a fur in the window here, but just the way it is. Right there you go. Oh, a little too much fur. All right. Let me take the fur off. Bear with me. All right, there we go. Okay, I got the fur off. Now that sounds way better. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, it's $3,000. That's how I'm going to keep everybody away, so that I can focus on what I got to do here. Because, like I was saying, even having Nathan here helping me, it's a distraction. I'm not used to it because I'm a pretty focused worker. Like I have a to-do list in my head that I know needs to be done, and it screws me up when I get off that to-do list. It really screws me up, actually. It totally throws me right out of sync. And I take my job very serious because my job, my first job, guys, is taking care of the ducklings. Like that's top priority. That's the first thing that's got to happen. Like today, you know, I could have screwed around with the network stuff, but I didn't. I went straight onto my duck responsibilities because I got a whole bunch of babies that rely on me. So even though that I was off stream, I'm setting the camera up here, guys. That's why I'm all screwed up. Even though I was offline, I still had to take care of the ducks, because that's first, and then get the streams back working. So like I could have had the streams, honestly, I could have had everything working earlier today, but I had to get the ducklings taken care of. So like there was like 2.5 hours. Probably about 2.5 hours. I could have had everything set up, done, up and running first. The little goose doing good. Yes, 3,000 Canadian rupees. It's a hell of a deal, Bill. But I prefer to call them pesos because rupees are worth less. So, okay, this fending guy, it's got just an obsession with my location. I don't hide where I am. 100,000, Matt? You want to come? 100,000. You want to come here? Sure. It's like I could pay someone to replace the router on the roof or the access point. You ordered 4 shirts? Huh? I noticed some people ordered shirts last night. I really appreciate that, guys. I'm hoping to get the shirts in the mail. It's probably going to be Tuesday. It probably is. Because I'm just way behind. Monday's a holiday here. Lightning rod. Why are you guys not listening to what happened here? It's the garage. The power line got hit, not the barn. The barn's the lowest part on the property is the barn. It's the garage. It's the arc came from the garage through the sky to the barn. Yeah, findings creeping me out too. When someone keeps asking about that, it's like, okay, are they going to show up? And do I have to get nasty? Just don't show up here unannounced, guys. Contact me first, and we'll talk. And I want to make sure you got 3,000 Canadian rupees. The highest point of my property is the garage, and it's metal. It tracks everything. Trust me. My garages have been hit multiple times over the years. It's all metal, actually. The whole garage. It's a metal garage. I don't play well, actually. Okay. The mosquitoes. This barn is bad. That's right, Deborah. I deal with predators accordingly. I don't know why you'd want to come here when you can watch everything live on online. Unless you want to give me 3,000 Canadian rupees. No, I don't need a bigger pool. It's a nursery. It's not a playground. Doug's tail is doing way better. And it's actually almost the same size now. My coffee, jet black. Sailboating tour is not going to happen because there's no wind here. Well, it all blows into the swamp into this end. If you had, you would. What, 3,000 Canadian pesos? You saw the video where I shot the coyote? Was that awesome shooting? That's how I shoot. When it's time to shoot, I hit what I aim for 99.9% of the time. I actually was in the Canadian Army. I grew up with guns. I've been shooting since I was, I'm trying to think, tiny, really tiny. Guys, will you do a 1% reduction on the 3K price? What, you want a discount? So like $29.70 type deal? The big Wi-Fi tower, Donald, got fried. The actual network got fried. From what I can figure out, what happened is it went through the electrical system, because my power line from the garage to the barn got lit up blue last night twice. I was standing right underneath. I was standing on the front of the barn, washing the pen out when it happened. It was right above my head, right above my head. The second strike freaked me out, and I came into the barn. And then I was talking on the stream, thinking I was talking to everybody, and the stream, everything was down. I was just chatting to myself because I do that. On a duck, meat-wise, they range between 5.5 to 6 pounds per duck. Do neighbors complain about gunshots at 2 a.m.? I don't complain about them shooting at 2 a.m. We all have problems here. I'm surrounded by farmers with animals, and we all shoot everything at any hour of the night. I'm just a natural with a gun. Like I said, I've had a gun, guys. I got like, oh man, you guys, it's like young. Put it this way, it's socially not acceptable to put a gun in a kid's hand the age I was done. Okay, like it just, yeah, oh man, the child services come take your kid away if you did what I got done to me. I was taught how to shoot a muzzleloader, load a muzzleloader when I was 11 years old. If I'm angry, do I kill ducklings? No. Why would I kill ducklings? The only time I ever put a duckling down is when it's like it has to be put down, and that it tears me apart doing that. It tears me apart. Don't like it at all, actually. I really hate that part. I know I got to do some test shots with my bedroom rifle. My rifle that I have a shotgun and a bedroom. I have a rifle and a shotgun in my bedroom in my gun safe beside my bed, specifically for the summer coyote season. Or now it's fox season that we have here, but I thought it was dead on because I had it scoped in at 125 feet, which is basically the shooting range in my backyard, because that's all I was going to use it for. I wasn't going to use the shooting for anything else, and for the life of me, I don't know why it didn't hit, because it was like at 125 feet. If you scope a rifle in with a red dot at 125 feet, there should be no like 1 inch, no movement. Like you should actually be able to hit the size of a dime every single time at 125 feet with a 7.62 by 39, because that's ridiculous shooting. That's like shooting a 22 at 33 feet. There's no reason why you shouldn't hit the same spot over and over and over. Did the fox return after a shot? I can't remember. I went back to bed. I don't know what happened. Bentley's fine. Neck's all healed up, running around, happy duck. Bentley's the only crested duck we have here, actually, so he sticks out like a sore thumb. So anytime you see a duck with a little tuft on his head, a little yellow tuft, that's Bentley. There's only one of him. Coyotes? Yeah, I saw a coyote 2 weeks ago, 10 days ago, when he was chasing the candy geese goslings down at the lake. And he was running back and forth across the shoreline. How long did it give me the idea of raising ducks for the homeless? Well, you know, the first year I had 171 ducks, which was for myself, because I was raising them for meat for myself. And then I kept like 80 breeders. And then I thought I'm going to breed some ducks. And I had this idea, because I got this idea from a guy in Berlin, outside of Berlin, about sharing raising animals ethically and then selling them to high-end grocery stores or high-end restaurants. But I foolishly approached it wrong, and then realized that I don't want to be a duck farmer, because everybody wanted me to sell my high-end free-range ducks for the same price as farm ducks. So that I was in a bit of a predicament. Actually, you guys, anybody that watched my show would have known that I had a freezer full of ducks in my yard for like 2.5 months, and it was a mistake. But I still wanted to raise ducks, because I bought that big incubator, and I still wanted to do YouTube. Specifically, I wanted to do YouTube and share what it was like to raise animals happy, you know, and right and free and being, you know, having fun. And I didn't want to be a duck farmer. I didn't want to go down that path. And I had a brainwave to give everything away to charity in January. In the shower, actually, it came to me. And then I started pursuing that, talking to homeless shelters in Toronto. I started in Ottawa, but the Ottawa homeless shelters wouldn't accept my donation. I don't know why. The chef wanted them, but the director of the homeless shelter did not. He wanted nothing to do with it. And the only homeless shelter that would take them would, was in Toronto. And they jumped at it to take them. And they went as far as they would take their reefer truck and go pick up the ducks. So that's the deal. Good Shepherd mission in Queen Street, Toronto, and they jumped right at it. So, and that's how I got into it. And then I thought, okay, I'm going to get a big feed company involved to get them to donate the feed, because it was going to a good cause, and they were all excited about doing it. And then they backed out 10 days before the hatch. They went from one email to yes, we're going to do it, to 4 days later, one email, the contract's on its way, to 4 days later, we're not doing it. And then I had to start a GoFundMe to start the project, to fund the project, because I had 10 days. All the ducklings were going to hatch like in 10 days, and I started the GoFundMe, and I got so much grief from everybody. That was brutal, because everybody accused me of being an e-bagger, that I was just trying to scam people for money. So anybody that's been watching the show, you know what it was like, and the nasty people that it was very hard on me, because I was being very sincere about giving. Okay, forget about the license plate people. My God. Okay, when you go on the road, out in the highway, down the street, do you take electrical tape and cover your license plate? Like, what? I don't get this, man. You're being internet idiots. Like, covering your license plate is the stupidest thing I've ever seen on the internet, because you go down the highway. Duct tape my license plate up because I don't want anyone to know who I am. I don't want them to find me. God, people. Man, I see that. It drives me up the wall. I don't want to hear about it. It's like, license plate, unless you're a cop or a licensed private detective, is the only way you can get information about a license plate. Anthony, no, not insecure, paranoid. They don't know how the real world works. Oh my God. So many people, it drives me up the wall. Anyways, back to the story about the homeless. Got me a little triggered there, right? I just hate that, guys. It drives me up the wall. You have no idea. I get so many messages about that. It's like, first of all, I'm raising tens of thousands of dollars on the internet, like tens of thousands. If I hid who I am and where I am, that's all the marks of a scammer, don't you think? So I'm being transparent, so people who donate, like this morning, we got an awesome donation of $500 towards the cause. Now, do I get these awesome donations from people if I was like covering up who I was, where I was, and all that kind of stuff? It's because I'm transparent that people want to help. That's what it's all about. Like that's what it's all about. It's like I'm transparent, and that's why the support on this show is through the roof. Is because I don't hide where I am. You want to know? There's a freaking radio station right across the road from me. Like how many times have you seen the radio station? How many times have you seen the name of the radio station? Google Maps. You can see the whole property. Like there's the radio station. Oh, that must be Matt across the road. Oh, there's a lake that looks really similar to what's on the show. My God, it all looks familiar. It's like, I'm not worried about people finding me. Trust me. I'm not. It's like, think about it. Who would come here to cause me problems? I walk around with guns on my shoulder. I got guns hanging all over the place. If a PETA idiots want to come here and just, cause me a bunch of grief, who in their right mind would come and cause a person grief? Anyways, that is ready for predators. Anyways, bottom line is, I'm not worried. So back to the feel-good story about the homeless. So I had that idea. Anyway, so I went through a lot of grief. We did the first fundraiser, and everybody accused me of being an e-bagger. even though I wasn't keeping any of the ducks for myself. And then I gave all the ducks away at the end of the season, exactly like I said I was going to. And then last year, the fundraiser was way more fun because I had less e-bacon, comments about people saying, go get a job, you're a beggar, because I'm not doing anything. And this year, it's the same thing. It's not for me. That's why I have no problem telling you or asking you, donate. There's a GoFundMe link, man. Everything's going to the homeless. You see how much work I'm doing here. I'm doing it just for the whopping quarter of a penny of views and ad revenue. I'm working literally for fractional cents. I can't get scammed. To scam me would be really hard, guys. Honestly, I've been around the block lots. There are no blinders. I did not. I might have been born last night. No, what was it saying? I might have been born at night, but I wasn't born last night. It's Heritage Valley Radio Station. Does that help you out? Type that into Google. Heritage Valley Radio Station. And then go to Google Maps, and you can see it all. Okay? What, there was another donation 2 hours ago? I just saw a donation this morning for $500. I don't know if it was anonymous yet. I haven't checked because I've been a little bit busy with the crap I'm dealing with here. Did we get any equipment damage? Kill King 110? I suggest you watch last night's videos. You'll hear all about... Oh, we had 200 today back to back? There was an anonymous one yesterday. And then one this morning. What music do I like? No, I'm not a big fan of rock, actually. I got what? A check for $1,000? Well, no, let me scroll this down here. Send me a check for $1,000 to receive the land you won. That sounds like a perfect deal, Jack. Oh. Okay, scroll one away. I'm not worried about the trolls concerning the subject matter of the GoFundMe page because this is my third year of doing this and I don't have to prove myself. Anybody that's been watching the show, you guys know, you know what happens here. There ain't no games. What's the name of the radio station? I told you already. Play the video back. No, you can't. You guys have no idea. Okay, the tax receipts. This is how it works in Canada. It's such a scam, the government scam. Okay, so an example. I'll give you a perfect example. Is the eggs that I send to that I give to the food bank. The food bank offered to give me a tax receipt for the eggs. They said, how much do they cost? I said, what are they worth? And, count how many eggs you've given, which I video logged all the eggs I've donated. And they said, we'll give you a tax receipt. So I talked to my accountant thinking, oh, this is great, because I could use some help, not paying as much in tax because I am giving everything away. But it turns out it doesn't work that way. The only way that, an example, this is just for the food bank, for the eggs, okay? If they give me, let's say, just an example, let's say I donate, just for a number, 3,000 eggs at 30 cents an egg, okay? So, that's so they would give me a tax receipt for $900, okay? Yeah, $900, okay? So they give me a tax receipt for $900. I have to show for the government that I went to a store and bought $900 worth of eggs to offset the $900 of the eggs I gave away, okay? My labor raising the animals, the cost of the feed, all that stuff doesn't count. Specifically my labor. My labor means nothing. Like the cost of the feed I can write off because it's part of the cost of the show to raise the ducks. That can be a write-off. But I can't write off my labor to raise the animals to claim the $900 receipt from the food bank. Unless I have proof that I spent $900 on eggs and then gave them to the food bank. That's the way the tax write-off works. So like for me to give away the ducks to the homeless shelter, an example, 5,000 pounds of ducks, $5 a pound, that's $25,000 tax receipt. I have to show a receipt for $25,000 that I bought the ducks so that I could write off the $25,000 tax receipt from the charity. That's how it works. So, it's a scam. It is just awful. And it is nuts. I hate it. So, I have a white gosling with a limp? Absolutely possible after what happened here yesterday, guys. We had a bad day here yesterday. It was really, really bad. It was bad. Like, animals got trampled when the lightning and the thunder was going off. The ducks were running through the pen. They were getting pounded into the ground by each other. We almost lost a gosling yesterday. All hell had broke loose here yesterday. Plus, the internet getting whacked with lightning and the Wi-Fi getting fried. And you just couldn't ask for a better day to have everything go wrong. We have no other questions? Thank you. I have helped a lot of people with this channel. I can't write off a phone bill, the labor. But the thing is, guys, everybody says all these write-offs, but the money has to come from somewhere. That's what you guys don't understand. This write-off, you people don't. I ran a business for over 35 years. You have to generate the money to have the expenses to write off. And the problem is generating the money. So it's like, if you don't generate the money to pay for the expenses, you got no write-offs. And it ain't, like, I don't get, like, so, I generate, like, an example, I generate, like, $1,000. An example, here's a perfect example, like, $1,000 worth of, let's say, people helping me, like, go through PayPal or buying t-shirts, that kind of thing. I have to have expenses to offset that, or I pay tax on it. Bottom line, anything that's left over, I have to pay tax on. I get raped by the government, just like you, like we all do. You love the idea of people paying to come up here? Haven't had anybody wanting to pay the $3,000 though. I already have bonded with the geese. They come up to me right away. When I go in the pen and talk, they come running right over to me. And when we have morning coffees, they sat on me. But I can't do morning coffees right now because we got no Wi-Fi outside. Which brings me to the close of this video, because I have to go and work on the Wi-Fi, guys. I gotta finish off the feed here. I'm gonna set this camera up to do a live stream so that you can watch the ducklings come in and play in the straw and all that kind of neat stuff and eat. But I gotta go and work on the Wi-Fi on the barn roof. I gotta get my sighting scope up, set the tripod up, and I gotta see if I can see any LED lights on the side of it. And I'm gonna try to ping it even if I don't see the LED lights. So that's the deal. Is the live streams easier for me than editing? Have you watched the show this year? I'm beat. It's harder. It's way harder. It's brutal, but it's fun. Except yesterday was no fun. Honestly, it was no fun yesterday. Actually, yesterday was brutal. I hated yesterday with a passion. I did not enjoy yesterday. And the worst part was I had to keep plowing through yesterday and keep working and keep working and keep working because I had responsibilities. Oh. You want a map of the place, you can see what's there. But just look at Google Maps. Oh, Inga, it's way harder than anybody can even imagine. Especially with the rain this year. Like, you guys have seen, I'm always screwing around with cameras and moving things and scrambling. Like, anybody that's been watching, like, it's been going non-stop here. Honestly, editing would have been easier. Run around, shoot 20, 30 minutes of video and pop up a 15-minute video, chop it down and sit back and laugh. But I can't even sit in front of a computer and do that much work anymore because my head hurts. I'm still not 100% because of my concussion. I'm limited in what I can do. It's hard. Like, I'm 3 days behind on my social media, updating all the social media for all the streams I've done. I don't know how I'm keeping up with it either, photo girl. I honestly don't. I'm baffled. I'm a little bit lost, actually. Don't be worried yet. Close. I'll let you know when I'm on the verge of cracking. I'll tell you. I'm not going to hide anything here. Actually, I already told you guys a couple of days ago I was out on the verge of crying from the rain. And seriously, it was like stressing me right out. So 4,800 eggs? Is that what it is? Let me just... 4,818. I was hoping for 6,000, so that's not bad. That's pretty good, actually. Oh, sorry. 4,818. That's not, I thought today in the food bank, I said I was around between 45 and 5,000. Because I had hoped for 6,000 eggs. So that's pretty good. And think about this, guys. You really want to put it in perspective. 4,818 eggs. Times that by 1.7. Because that's what a duck egg is to weight to a chicken egg. So what's that? 48, 5, 7. That's like 8,300 eggs. Chicken eggs. That's not bad at all for one man to pull off with the help of a whole bunch of YouTube people supporting me. You know, think about that. That's pretty awesome, actually, if you think about it. All right. I'm going to ask for a thumbs up, of course, because, you know, that irritates just the right people. So thumbs up the video, or I'm going to kill all the ducks. I'm just kidding. I'm going to say goodbye. I know, Jack. I was just kidding. I wouldn't kill all the ducks. I'll only kill one every minute if I don't get 180 thumbs up. One a minute dies. I'm just joking. I wouldn't do that. No, I wouldn't do that. I'd just step on them one at a time. No, I'm not going to do that either. I'm not going to do nothing to the ducks, guys. Trust me. I go to great lengths to make sure these ducks have a really, really good life. I would never do that. If anybody would think I would do that, you're an absolute moron. All right, I'm going to say goodbye, and I got to go work. I'm going to set this camera up, though, so you guys can have a stream of the little rush. It's not going to be much, but I got to go get a power adapter for this iPad because it ain't going to last. But we got temporary streaming. So let me go get some work done, and then we'll get, maybe, wish me luck, that I get the Wi-Fi on the roof working. I'm not thinking it's going to happen, but maybe if I got enough wishes, it might happen. So I'm going to say goodbye. Okay. It won't let me say goodbye. Oh, my fingers. My fingers are getting so calloused up that the touch screen doesn't work.